Hello and welcome to my pretend cooking show. And for those who don't know who I am, my name is Sarah DeCiccio and I'm a certified holistic health coach, a mom of two, and we eat a gluten and dairy-free diet. We have been for the last 10 years now. So it is a hot day outside, so I'm gonna show you just one of the side dishes we were having for tonight's supper. It is a one-pot garlic Parmesan pasta that is gluten and dairy-free, and it is so satisfying for those who love creamy pasta dishes. Like myself, they've always been my favorite, like fettuccine Alfredo, anything with Parmesan, always good. So we are starting with some vegan butter. So I'm using Earth Balance. I used a couple tablespoons of that, and I put in about 4 teaspoons or whatever of garlic. I would just say add however much garlic you want. And then I just sauteed that for 1 to 2 minutes, just until it's fragrant. And then we're gonna add in some vegetable broth. So I have some organic vegetable broth. I'm gonna add in about 2.5 cups, because I'll just start with that and see. And then we are adding in full fat coconut milk. So I'm using the entire can, which is about 400 mils, and we're gonna stir that in. So I'm gonna bring that to a boil, and then I'm going to add in some gluten-free pasta. So this is gonna be the base. You don't have to, boil your pasta ahead of time because it's all gonna be in one pot and it's gonna get nice and thick and creamy all together. So that's what I love about it, nice and simple. So once this comes to a boil, I'll show you where we're at with this recipe. Okay guys, so it's still warming up. I'm just going to add in some salt and pepper just before it starts boiling here. I am not much of a measurer, so shake it in. You could add more if you want. Even adding pepper is like sometimes hit and miss, because if my kids spot it, they get upset about it, but they'll deal with it tonight. Now I'm using a gluten-free rice pasta. You can use like a quinoa pasta. You can use a bean pasta if you want to try that. But because my kids are a bit on the pickier side, and we like more of a mild flavor, because some of them have a bit of a different flavor, rice pasta is kind of just like a safe bet when you have kids in the house. But definitely experiment with it. You never know, like some kids, they go for those other flavors, especially if they've never really had anything else. Like if they've never had an actual gluten pasta or wheat pasta, they won't know the difference. So my kids know the difference. So I'm just gonna let this sit now for about 18 to 20 minutes, depending on how long it's gonna take to just like make sure the noodles are soft, that the sauce soaks up. And then we're gonna finish it with a vegan, so a dairy-free Parmesan cheese. I just like to grate it right in there, a good 1/4 cup or even more, because I love a lot. This is what it looks like from Violife. It is their vegan Parmesan, and all that's in it is water, some potato starch, coconut oil, some rice starch, sea salt, rice protein, and some olive extract. So it's pretty like clean, simple ingredients, and it honestly tastes like Parmesan. So not only am I using it in this one pot dish tonight of our pasta dish, but I'm also gonna be putting it on our Caesar salad tonight. And it's always such a hit. So I'll come back and I'm gonna show you what this looks like in a few minutes. Okay guys, I'll show you what we're having for supper tonight. So we're having some smoked pork loin, tenderloin, and then we're also going to be doing a Caesar salad. So this is the dressing that I swear by. I love it. It's vegan, so it's dairy-free, and it's the one dressing that I have found that I think has tasted the closest to regular dairy Caesar dressing that isn't weird tasting. I'm very picky about dairy. And here's the Parmesan cheese, and look at it, actually just shreds just like Parmesan. It looks like Parmesan. It tastes so similar to Parmesan. I promise you, you will like it. So that's one of our vegetables tonight. And then I will take you over here. And this is our other vegetable tonight. It is, let me turn you around. This is smoked Brussels sprouts that I did tonight. So it's just Brussels sprouts. I did some red onions, a Tuscan infused olive oil with some sea salt, some garlic, fresh garlic. And then once it was cooked, I finished it off with just a drizzle of maple syrup. just to give it a little bit of sweetness, and it tastes like candy. So the kids will more likely eat this when it tastes like that. Okay guys, here it is right now. That is our pasta dish. So now we're just gonna add in our Parmesan. So I don't measure, I just, at least a good 1/4 cup you want in there. I just put a big heaping pile on top and mix it in. That's the way I cook. Sometimes when you measure everything, that's when people get frustrated, because there's just too much, there's extra work to that. So just eyeball it. It's not like baking. That's why cooking can be a little bit more fun and a little bit more forgiving, because you don't necessarily have to measure every time. So I'm just gonna fold that in now. And that is our pasta dish. So it comes together pretty quickly. I didn't even take 18 minutes to even cook this time. Just follow your pasta directions. You'll kind of get an idea of how long it's gonna take to soften them up. It does take a little bit longer than normal, but it does get there. And then you have an ooey gooey dairy-free pasta and gluten-free that literally is so satisfying. It's like you're eating dairy, but you're not, and it's fabulous. So here it is. Can you see it? All right. There, this is better, so you guys kind of get an idea. So it's soaked up all that liquid, and it's delicious. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope that this tutorial helped you to learn how to make a quick 1-pot garlic Parmesan pasta.